Hey guys, let's talk about last night's episode of Homeland. I'm pleased to say that it looks like it's starting to get back on track. We had a lot going on in yesterday's episode, so let's get right to it. First, we got our first shots was of Javadi, and he is the new bad guy that we're all talking about this season. And he is the one who ordered the hit on the CIA back at the end of season 2. As we all know, Saul and Carrie put together this plan so that everyone would believe that she was crazy and that she had turned against the CIA, and they basically disavowed her in front of the Senate, and it was bad. But we've all found out from last episode that it was just a plan to get all these little pieces into play. Even Quinn didn't know about it, and we found that out in this episode. So Jessica, who is the mother of Dana, Brody's wife, comes to Carrie in hysteria, is basically saying that she doesn't know where Dana is and we need to get Dana back. And I know that Carrie was there to help them last season, and she's hoping that she'll be there to help them again. I thought it was a bit weird to have this because Jessica and Carrie have not ever been on screen together since the first season. And, Jessica was basically screaming at her like she's a crazy person, but we all know that Carrie wasn't crazy. So, she's basically reaching out saying, I know that you were right last time, so can you please help me out this time? Fine, fair enough. So Carrie goes and she tries to put a plan in place to talk to the FBI and get Dana back. And when she does this, she puts her own plan in jeopardy because these people who are working for Javadi are spying on Carrie right now. They're watching her every move, just I guess to make sure that she's not really back with the CIA, that she's not playing them. And when she does this, she kind of runs the risk of getting caught. So she puts this plan into place that she's going to go to a yoga class, and she actually ends up having a girl double as her in the yoga class. And she takes off with Max and goes to meet with the FBI agent. She gets back in time and everything is cool. But Saul thinks that she's been compromised, and we quickly find out that they're no longer watching her. So because of this, everyone's, they're pretty cheesed that she's ruined a plan that they basically have been putting in place since, the CIA got blown up. So we find out in this episode that Saul wants Quinn to watch Carrie during this process. So right now we've got two different sets of people watching Carrie. We've got the bad guys and we've got Quinn. And throughout the episode, we get the sense that, and in even in the past episodes, we've gotten a sense that Quinn actually cares about Carrie. In season 2 at the beginning, they did not get along at all, but it seems now that he really respects and appreciates the lengths that she has gone to try to get these bad guys, and he has like mad respect for her, and I like that. So he's watching her and just making sure that she's not compromised in any way. And so it's nice to know that someone's got her back. Now, in the meantime, Saul has been asked to go out on this geese hunting trip with some politicos and this guy Lockhart, who was the head of the Senate committee that actually kicked Carrie to the curb and basically helped to frame her for her behavior during last season and her inappropriate relationship with Brody. So we find out, or Saul is under the impression that he's going on this trip because he's about to be asked to be the head of the CIA. And as we know, Saul's been acting as, he's been acting CIA director during this transition after the CIA got blown up and everything. So because Estes died and all the main personnel were killed, so Saul was basically next in line and he was acting director. So during this geese hunting trip, Lockhart basically informs Saul that the president is going to ask Lockhart to be director and not Saul. And this new guy, Lockhart, basically wants to implement this new plan and not have operatives on the ground and basically go back to drone strikes and stuff like that. And Saul's basically like, that's not how you catch the bad guys. I'm sorry. It's not by standing and waiting for them to come into your line of fire. It's like you are in the bushes, usually with bad intel, and you're there flying by the seat of your pants trying to get these bad guys. And it's a really sad scene because Saul basically looks like a deer in headlights when he finds out that he's not actually going to be asked to be the director and that this guy Lockhart is. And there's a really great scene towards the end when Lockhart is being congratulated on getting the new job or about to get the new job. And Saul basically says, look, congratulations to you, but just so you know, what you are thinking of doing is not going to help in any way. It's not going to protect our country from the bad guys. He's like, you can't be lurking in a bush. You need to be out there, like actively getting involved. And he kind of just puts the guy in place. And then Saul's basically like, well, I have 2 more weeks to get this bad guy. So see ya, I'm off and I'm going to go do my job. So, it was really heartbreaking. And then Saul goes home and then he sees his wife Mira is having dinner with a colleague. And Mira's all like, oops, Saul, I didn't know you were going to be here. And it was bad. There's wine, there's a candle. Oh my God, it was just bad. So Saul not only just gets like the bullets from, finding out he's not going to be director, then he comes home and gets bullets from his wife, that she's basically, whether she's having an affair or not, she's at least having an intimate dinner with a colleague, okay, in his home. So he goes upstairs, Quinn gives him a call, and he basically tells Saul that he isn't sure that Carrie has been compromised, but the people have not come back. And, he's lurking, like he's like 100 yards away, and he can't really see what's going on. And he's letting Saul know that things might be changing and that these people might be back. And now the last 10 minutes, what I'm talking about happens right now. And Carrie gets off the phone, is talking to Quinn, and she's basically like, I don't think I was compromised. Do you think I was compromised? And he's like, I don't know. And she's just like, it was a long shot anyway. But it's kind of creepy that you're having to follow me and watch me. But at least I know someone's on my side, protecting me. So she goes to bed. All of a sudden she hears a noise and these guys are in her place. They tell her to take off her clothes. They basically do search down her body to see if she's got any kind of wires, any kind of trackers on her. And it's sad because they strip her naked. It's bad. And Quinn is 100 yards away. He's looking, he can't really see anything. He sees a guy in the bushes and he's got a phone and he can't really tell what he sees. And he's on the phone with Saul and he's like, I don't know what's going on. I'm too far away. I need to get closer. Saul's like, stay in the car. Don't compromise the mission. And, they basically put a bag over Carrie's head and they break her phone and they take her out of the place. And by the time Quinn gets there, he runs into the place with the guns and she's gone. And Saul basically says, okay, so at this point she's back in play. Our mission is still on and everything's good to go. And Quinn says, well, Carrie's on her own. And then Saul says, Carrie's always been on her own. And it's like, ain't those words the truth? So that is how so that's not how it ended. That's how that scene ended. So Carrie gets taken and she ends up in the mansion where Javadi is staying, and she enters into a room. There's a laptop on the table. There's a desk. There's a couple chairs. And Javadi basically says, Carrie Matheson, welcome. It's basically, it's a pleasure to meet you kind of thing. And she's standing there. She's got this look on her face and who knows what's going to happen. That's how the episode ends, and it's great. So these, like I said, the last 10 minutes basically makes up for the last 4 episodes that have been a dismal fail. We had some bits of Dana off on her little Romeo and Juliet excursion, and then she finds out because she goes to get gas, and when she's in the convenience store, overhears on the radio that these 2 teenagers have gone missing, and the boy basically they want to ask him questions because they think that he did a suicide pact with his brother and he was found dead. And then she starts having a fit, and it's like, well, Carrie, you met him in a crazy loony bin place. What did you, not Carrie, sorry, Dana, you met him in this place. The relationship was doomed to begin with. And they bring her back home. She basically walks into her room and she starts crying. And, as long as we're done with this whole stuff with Dana, I'm happy about it. But the episode as a whole was much better than anything we've had up to date. And I'm looking forward to see where it goes next week. So that's my review on Homeland. I'll see you later.